Let's talk about how to prevent credit card fraud. I mean, this is an important topic. And so here are the steps I want you to really understand. The first thing you want to do is that you want to really understand when your card is at risk. And when I'm talking about your card, it can be anybody, it can be the card of anybody in your family. Okay. So it's important to really understand that criminals have more ways than ever to get access to your physical credit card or credit card numbers. And in some cases, even your digital credit card number. I mean, if you have when we talk about digital wallet and all that kind of stuff, criminals have all kinds of opportunities to actually steal your data. So whereas your social security number might be easier to protect, credit card numbers are more easily accessible. So thieves can steal your credit card numbers from unsecure websites using phishing attacks or other deceptive credit card scams, unfortunately. And the thing is, once they have your numbers, they can accumulate debts, open new accounts, or request new cards, or even commit loan fraud, which is really crazy. Like they can go and just get a payday loan in your name. Okay, so you could spend years and thousands of dollars trying to repair your credit and restore your identity. So the best course of action is to stop fraud before it happens. So when we talk about detecting credit card fraud, there are a lot of ways. So you have physical theft. So criminals will often steal your physical credit card from your wallet or purse. A stolen card gives them everything they need to make online purchases or clone a new card. You also have mail theft or dumpsters diving. So thieves will look for documents that really display card details, such as credit card statements or new card offers. If your mail goes missing or stops arriving, you could be the victim of mail theft or a change of address scam. You also have phishing attacks. So scammers will send phishing emails, text messages, or phone calls impersonating your bank or lender and dupe you into disclosing financial information. You also have malware, spyware, or other viruses. So some phishing and other cyber attacks includes links or attachments that really infect your devices with malware. And these viruses scan your device for your financial information or use a keylogger to record your keystrokes. You have also skimming and shimming at ATMs. That's really an important area also. You have intercepting Wi-Fi, data breaches, and other hacks. And you have shoulder surfing. So anytime you use your credit card in public, such as at ATMs, restaurants, or on the phone, a scammer could actually surveil you, and write down your number. So that's really important to think about it. So the first thing is you want to understand when your card is at risk. Number two, you need to protect your physical card. So use a chip reader, protect your wallet or purse, carry fewer cards with you, and ensure transactions happen within your view. And don't read out your credit card numbers in public. Never do this. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Next, you only want to transact on websites using SSL. So SSL, secure second layer. Okay, so that's really important because you want to look for a padlock symbol by the URL, and so you will see a padlock on the left side of your browser's address bar on safe websites. And if there is no padlock, you are on an unsafe web page. So criminals can easily view or intercept any communication on these web pages, putting you and your personal information at greater risk. So you want to check for HTTPS, not HTTP. In this case, the extra S stands for secure. Secure websites use what's called SSL. That's what I just said, secure second layer, a security protocol that uses tokenization to scramble your data. This means that even if the site is compromised, your credit card information will not be at risk. So that's really important. Now, unfortunately, scammers have started to use secure sites that mimic legitimate websites. So that's really important to keep in mind. And you also want to shop with reputable online retailers. So even the most secure sites can fall victims to hacks or fraudulent activity, but reputable businesses like Walmart, Amazon, and Apple usually have stronger security than smaller brands. So if you want to use your credit card to buy from an unknown retailer, you always want to start by searching for them on the Triple B website. So Triple B, Better Business Bureau. And this doing so will basically alert you to let's say any reported fraud from this company, and if they're trusted by the triple B, okay? And this is kind of important. And you also want to think about other stuff, because the triple B is not the only resource to check for retailer legitimacy. You want to obtain a physical address. You want to check if the contact number is working. You want to look for an active email address. You want to do a Google search for company name plus scam fraud. Beware of account signups without ID verification. And you want to look for third-party reviews. So you want to find reviews from previous customers on sites like Amazon, as well as on industry news sites and third-party sources that really monitor websites for internet safety. And so that's really important. Now, mind you though, unfortunately, not all reviews are genuine, but at least you have the opportunity to start from somewhere. So if you think you have encountered suspicious activity on a business page, you want to report it promptly to the triple B to help prevent actually further instances of fraud. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about how to prevent credit card fraud. Next thing you want to do is to be cautious of phishing emails, texts, and calls. So phishing scams are actually, unfortunately, among the most common ways criminals try to steal your identity. Okay, so when we talk about phishing, like fraudulent messages or emails can really trick victims into clicking on links or unwittingly sending their credit card information to the wrong people. So the thing is that the email can actually spoof legitimate brands. So victims, unfortunately, are more likely to be trusted. So if you receive an unsolicited email that includes a link or asks for your financial information, you want to look for the signs that point to a scammer, right? Incorrect from email addresses, using an unofficial email account like Gmail or Yahoo, poor spelling, grammar, and layout, an email that includes links, attachments, or QR codes, that uses threatening or emotional languages. So those are really, really important to really help you pick up whether or not you're dealing with a scammer. You also want to look for the warning signs of a scam website. So established e-commerce vendors want to provide enjoyable experiences for their customers. So the design on most modern retail sites focuses on easy navigation. By comparison, many scammers use nebulous websites, flashy ads, too good to be true offers, and aggressive pop-ups that really can. They're doing all those things to con people into sharing their credit card data. So some scam sites will also include an excess of hyperlinks designed to lure victims to unsafe parts of the internet, and others will impose a mirror website over the top of a legitimate website, which can really install malware on your computer. Okay, so be very careful there. And long story short, don't hand over credit card numbers or any sensitive information on websites that show this red flags. Never do so. It's one of those things where you want to keep your data safe anyway at all times. So you got to be you got to scrutinize those websites for certain signs. They're never actually they'll always be there to sort of show you whether or not the site is legit or not legit. So, and this is really, really important. Next thing you want to do is that you want to actually keep your devices safe. This is really important. So when we talk about keeping your devices safe, we're talking about the fact that even if you use a secure web page to make online purchases, that actually doesn't shield all transactions. Hackers can really intercept electronic transfers as they transmit to a safe business server. So on top of not using public Wi-Fi, remember I said not using public Wi-Fi, you want to consider using a virtual private network, a VPN. And VPNs actually extend a private network across public systems, offering more privacy and security features. And so a VPN basically will protect your IP address and also encrypt electronic information transfers. So you want to sign up for a password manager. So by doing this, you will have strong, unique passwords for any important online accounts. And so when you have a password manager, you also have the ability to actually like this password manager will save you the hassle of remembering multiple passwords across websites. Okay, so that's really an important element. And so if you have ever wondered how easy it is for hackers to get into your Wi-Fi network, well, it's not really that hard. Okay, I mean, when you talk about public Wi-Fi network, you have phishing emails, you have the ability to intercept web traffic, you have all kinds of possibilities. So keep your devices safe. Number 8, you want to protect your email and always shred sensitive information. So while credit cards, scammers, and Wi-Fi hacking are legitimate dangers, many credit card criminals prefer time-tested scams like stealing your mail or scavenging your garbage. I mean, they will go as far as that. I mean, all possibilities are there. Sometimes scammers will even use a change of address scam to reroute your mail to their addresses. Then they will order a replacement card purporting to be you. So make sure you keep your mail and physical documents safe by going paperless with your account statements and bills, by reducing the number of documents you receive in the mail that contain your credit card information, collecting your mail daily or using a secure mailbox, and shredding all sensitive documents before throwing them away. Okay. List of your credit card accounts. I mean, nowadays some people love to have 10 credit cards, 5 credit cards, 15 credit cards. I mean, the bigger number of credit cards you have, the more organized you have to be. With credit card fraud prevention, speed really matters. So the quicker you discover a vulnerability, or let's say a compromise, the faster you can shut down scammers. So aside from creating and storing strong passwords, a password manager can also store card information. So having a complete list of account numbers ready will actually help you. It will also help your credit card company confirm your identity and quickly respond to a threat. So also save your credit card's issuer's contact information. So many actually have secured methods of communication that can help you resolve any identity theft issues or credit card fraud. So if you can, keep both an electronic and paper version of your account data. Last but not the least, you want to use your credit card, not debit card. Okay, so you might think this is an odd step to take when you want to prevent credit card fraud. But while it might be bad to have too many credit cards, it's better than a surplus of debit cards. So credit cards actually have built-in compliance standards that protect all consumers. The chargeback process and point-of-sale systems deter instances of fraud and unauthorized charges. Also, all credit cards now include EMV chips, which stands for Europay, MasterCard, and Visa. So this chip cards create unique codes for each transaction, making the cards and their connected accounts much more resilient to digital fraud than cards that only have magnetic strips. Okay, so this is just something that you got to think about. And also, contactless payment methods like Apple Pay are considered to be safer than physical cards. So neither Apple nor your device will send merchants your credit card number when you make a payment. So that's really good in terms of protecting you and also protecting your family. Let me give you a few pro tips here. So when we talk about preventing credit card fraud, it's really important to always be prepared, because the last thing you want is to actually be caught off guard, right? So if you were the victim of credit card fraud, there are a couple of things you can do. You can do right away, and I'm talking about ASAP. Okay. First of all, you want to contact the fraud department of your credit card issuer. So what you want to do is you want to close your accounts and get a new credit card right away. So point out which fraudulent transactions should be expunged from your account. Number 2, you want to freeze your credit immediately. So a credit freeze rejects all loan applications until unfrozen and can prevent criminals from doing serious damage to your credit score. So to set up a credit freeze, you want to contact each of the 3 credit bureaus: TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian. Or you can also use a specific sort of provider to kind of help you out. And actually, a lot of players, when it comes to identity theft prevention, they actually are able to go through. I mean, they could use a one-click credit lock to instantly lock and unlock your Experian, your TransUnion, or Equifax credit file. You want to review your credit report for fraudulent activity. So you want to request a free credit report at annualcreditreport.com and check to see if anyone has accessed other accounts or applied for a credit under your name. You also want to regularly check your credit report and bank statements. So scammers are always, they're almost always after your financial accounts. So you want to check for the warning signs of identity theft, such as strange charges on your bank statements or accounts you don't recognize. I mean, these things happen. I mean, in this economy, anything is possible. Okay, and an identity theft protection service like like you can have Aura or you can have Experian. You are able to monitor. You can use such services to monitor your credit and statements for you and alert you to any signs of fraud. And also, you want to contact any company where the fraudulent card was used. You want to ask for their fraud department and tell them what happened. So they will open a case and stop the criminal from making any more fraudulent charges. So it's one of those things where if you are proactive, you are able to nip anything in the bud. That's really important. Also, what you want to do is that you want to file an identity theft report with the FTC. So the FTC, we are speaking here about the Federal Trade Commission, and so what happens here is that you want to let authorities know of what happened. So there are free tools at identitytheft.gov. This is a really great website, and so by doing this, you are able to access documentation that you may need later. Okay, and you want to report the fraud to your local law enforcement. So if your card was physically stolen, you should file a police report for identity theft immediately. So you want to reset also all your passwords and enable 2FA, but not over SMS though. So 2FA, we're talking about two-factor authentication. You want to update your online accounts with more secure passwords and set up a password manager. You always want to go with a password manager if you have a lot of passwords to remember, or if you are talking about password management at a family level. And make sure again to also have a two-factor authentication process, 2FA, on your bank accounts. You want to sign up for identity theft protection if possible, and those services, they are actually able to monitor all of your most sensitive personal information, online accounts, and finances for signs of fraud. So if a scammer tries to access your account and your accounts or finances, basically those identity theft protection services can help you out. They will help you take action before it's too late. Now, do you have to pay for fraudulent purchases? It really depends. The Fair Credit Billing Act protects consumers with zero liability in cases of credit card fraud. This federal law means you won't have to pay for fraudulent purchases made on your credit card as long as, and this is really important, as long as you inform your lender or bank within a reasonable amount of time. And so, unfortunately, while your bank might spare you the worst consequences, resolving identity theft and repairing your credit is still a time-consuming process. Okay, so that's why it's always important to have an identity theft protection service, so that you are able to you can be proactive about fraud prevention. So one thing for sure, I gave you all the tips that I share with you today. You should have everything you need to prevent credit card fraud. Unfortunately, even the safest shoppers can find themselves in the clutches of fraud. So you want to be able to protect your devices, data, and financial accounts with 24/7 credit monitoring and real-time fraud notifications. With the right service, you are able to get things done ASAP. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I just explained to you how to prevent credit card fraud. And so I give you the steps, the pro tips, and now the recap. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.